to start a new day. Today and tomorrow we have rather complicated days according to logistics. Yes. First of all, we have a panoramic city tour. We will finish our panoramic city tour in the city center at Red Square, and after lunch break we will go to visit the Moscow Kremlin, the historical nuclear of the city. Afterwards we'll see. So Moscow was not built in one day. As all the capitals, it has a long history. We have the biggest country in the world. According to the geographical position, we're situated somewhere between Asia and Europe. That's why we had a state coat of arms, two-headed eagle. Yesterday you exchanged money. Maybe you also bought something and you have Russian coins, yes? Have you seen that on the Russian coin there is a two-headed eagle? This is our state coat of arms. Moscow was officially mentioned for the first time in the chronicles in 1147, when Yuri Dolgoruki, who is considered to be the founder of the city, asked one of his relatives to come and visit him in Moscow. Moscow is a capital that was created on the crossroads of the trading routes. St. Petersburg is the capital that was planned, established by Peter the Great. Many centuries ago, of course, there was a competition among the cities who is going to have this political status of the capital. There was two pretendants, two nominants, Moscow and Tver. On 1/3 way to St. Petersburg is situated ancient city Tver. Now it's a very small town comparing to Moscow. Moscow won this competition because its position, and now you see that it is converted in a huge megapolis. You've heard, of course, about the communist time, about Christianity maybe, and the Russian Orthodox Church. We accepted Christianity in the 10th century. A week ago, we celebrated anniversary of the Christianity in Russia. Vladimir, the Red Sun, one of the greatest princes of Moscow in all Russia, he baptized all Russia. Why we decided to accept the Christianity? Before being Christians, we believed in different idols. But now the majority of the population belong to Russian Orthodox Church. Also, you've heard about different wars, that Russia always was winning the wars. We had a world fame of the ones that never lose a war. Why? Russian people, yes, I'm pretty sure, Russian people always we're joining each other against the enemy. We had a war against the Tartars. It lasted for 3 centuries. Yes, we lost different battles. For 3 centuries we were living under the Tartar yoke. Starting from 11th century till the 13th century. We were paying to these Muslim people something like a tax to live in our own land. But finally, we won the war. It was not, always a battle line. There was something like 1 year we have battles, 1 year no. And finally, yes, we had taken the victory. You heard the name Napoleon? Yes, you heard. Not only he. Where he had his greatest fiasco? Here in Russia. In the 19th century, Napoleon decided to come to Russia and to conquer our lands. He started this war without warning us. Even he made a very nice present to the emperor, but it was only a trick of him. So he decided to conquer our lands. When he was coming close to Moscow, his troops, it was winter. You've heard about Russian frost, Russian winters, that the temperature could fall down up to -35 degrees. French people are not accustomed to such temperature. And of course, one of the military men who was heading Russian army, Mr. Kutuzov, he made a great plan. He asked all the citizens of Moscow to leave the city. So the city was left. Imagine that the troops, the soldiers ready to fight, are coming inside the city and they see nobody. It's winter, no food. So they started to rob many things, and of course the food is not coming and they have to eat. Finally, they got back home the same route that they robbed on the way to Moscow. So it was the greatest and the hugest fiasco of Napoleon. You also heard about Hitler. Again, when he had fiasco with the Soviet soldiers, of course, we had the help of the English soldiers, the soldiers from the United States, but the main hit was on the Russian army. Yes, that's why I'm telling that whenever we lost the battles, but to lose the battle is not always to lose the war. That's why I'm telling that we always take the victory. Remember Turkish wars again in the time of Catherine the Great, Chessmen, for instance, when we lost nobody, so only Turkish army, they lost their soldiers. Russian people, 0 killed. As you remember this expression, okay, 0 killed, yeah? That's why I'm telling. And the Russian people, yes, we're really proud of it. We're really proud of our military history, and many people, many youngsters are attending military colleges. Many people have like families of military men through the generation, and so on. But not only military history is something that could be told about Russia. You've